All right, so we're back to the 1964 Mercury Comet I've been working on for a while. It's your first time here. Welcome aboard. Glad you could join us with this ratty build that we're doing on the 64 Mercury Comet. Kind of want to bring you up to speed what we did yesterday. I've changed up my recording strategy on doing this project, just simply because it takes too long to video each and everything and show you exactly what I'm doing. I'm just going to bring you in and give you updates along the way. And so yesterday what we did is I think I've talked about this vent glass before. I've got a video showing where I cut it out of plexiglass just to put it in the frame. The mechanism on this car is totally destroyed, rusted out, gone, and I'm eventually going to buy another vent window assembly for this car. I've found a couple. I just hadn't popped on them yet. There are other more important pressing things. I'm trying to get it going up and down the road. But what I did is I took and glued that frame in place in the hole, and just wanted to seal it up so when you're driving it and if it rains or whatever, water's just not pouring in on you, because there were some gaps and stuff. And I was just trying to make it functional as far as sealing the hole. That's hence the vice grips holding it pinched closed, so that when the silicone dried, it doesn't have it keeps it in place. The other thing we worked on, and I will show you that, is we did the transmission mount, which was totally clapped out. Tail housing was actually sitting on the cross member, and we had when I was putting it together, I got a little too happy with the ugga-duggas on the little impact gun and actually stripped a bolt in the tail housing, and we went in and did a helicoil repair on the tail housing so we could get the transmission mount to hold onto the tail housing. We worked on the exhaust a little bit. The driver's side exhaust had started to separate in one of the unions that I had put in there to, like I said, it was a quick build exhaust, just put together with auto parts store tubing and clamps and such, and I got in a hurry and one of them actually separated a little bit and created an exhaust leak, so we needed to fix that, and I'm in the process of getting that all laid out and fixed. And one of the other things that we did here recently is we got some new shoes for the old girl. The tires that were on it were from 2009 and had been sitting and around on the car. They held air and they kept the car where I could move it and get it back and forth, do what I needed to do as far as working on it, but they were not any good for making it a daily driver, which is the ultimate goal for this car, is make it where it's reliable enough. I want to get in it and go somewhere, I just get in it and go. But we got some new shoes. I got the two of the finest tires that Amazon had to offer, and got those ordered in. They're good quality units. I think they're made in Vietnam. Eventually I'm going to move up probably up to some 15-inch custom wheels, but for now just sticking with the steely wheels and hubcaps that came with the car. Just it's one of those things. It's not one of those things that you need to have the car going up and down the road, and well, you know, you work with what you got for now until you can do better later. And I didn't see any reason to break the bank on a set of 14-inch tires when I'm hopefully going to be moving up to a set of custom wheels 15-inch later on. Reason I only ordered two is because I had two more down in the shed that were from 2022 or 2023 that came off my son's S10 V8 swap project that we did a while back. I got videos on my channel for that. But he upgraded to some 15-inch wheels, and we still had those two tires from his that were still in really good condition, so I have held on to them. I catch a lot of grief for holding on to parts and pieces and bibs and bobs and stuff that, you know, it clutters up my life. But if I get in a bind, I've got some way to self-rescue, and I don't have to run to the store to get things back going. A lot of times I can fix it on my own, and that's why I hold on to that crap. yes, it clutters my life, but sometimes it, and more than one time, it has saved me. And when you got kids and they're driving, and it helps you self-rescue a lot of times. But anyway, so what's on the agenda for today? Today's agenda is we're going to move these vice grips, finish siliconing this badly glued in vent glass, and then we're going to jump underneath, and I think I'm going to pull the axles out of it, and we're going to pull this chunk down. I'm getting some roaring coming from the rear end. It's not bad, but it's some howling. I have another 8-inch Ford rear end in here, chunk, that I'm going to set them side by side, compare them, check the ratios, see if that's what I want to go with. Because this thing is, we're coming up on the final closing days, weeks, month. I think I got a month and a week to have this thing reliable enough to drive to cruising the coast. So without a further ado, let's get in here and let's get busy. So as you can see, we got the axles out, and we're fixing to pull this pumpkin out. This is where messes are made usually. I'm gonna do my best to not spill gear oil everywhere. I don't know what Ford was thinking in their infinite wisdom. They didn't put any drains on this deadgum thing. So when you let it out, that's how you drain the gear oil. And I think that you can let one of those bottom bolts out down there on the front side of the carrier, and it will drain the fluid, but I'm not 100% on that. I may try that to see if I can get some of the fluid out before I just, you know, try not to make a disastrous mess. I also got the data tag. I'm going to look up the information on that, and we can see what ratio it is. I can't remember off the top of my head. I looked it up one other time, but I can't remember what it is. So take a minute, look that up, and we'll be back. All right, so this is the rear end that I bought a couple years ago out of the junkyard. Been looking at it, did a little calculating on the number of teeth. Take the number of ring teeth, number of pinion teeth, divide one into the other, and this comes up with, this is about, it says 2.78, round up, it's a 2.79. What's in the car is a 3-to-1. So this will help me on the interstate doing cruising. Did a little RPM calculating, and this should have us around 2,500 RPM at 65, which is good. Anytime you can save some RPMs, you're probably going to save a little gas. And seeing as how this is going to be a daily, well, no, it's not as fun as one of the other rear ends I have in here. But you know, it is what it is. So let me get under the car, and I'm going to get back to pulling the differential and hopefully not making a mess. Well, it is some time later, and we are looking at the unit that actually came out of the 64, and I actually did a little looking at it, at the counting teeth on the ring and pinion, and looks like some of the information that I found is not exactly accurate, because this is the same ratio pretty much as the one I bought to go in the car. This is comes out to 2.8 to 1, and the one I have for the car is 2.79 or thereabouts, 2.78. So they're essentially the same
rear end ratio. So spinning this one, and you can definitely tell where my noise is coming from. The howl is coming from the pinion bearing. Pinion bearing wore out on this this chunk. So we are going to stab the other one back in, the one I bought. Everything looks good in it. Spun it, everything looks smooth. Don't see any problems with the ring and pinion on it. So I guess we'll just go with the one we bought, stick it in, and do what they call poke and pray. So let's get to it.
All right, well, sun is long gone, but the rear end chunk's back in, both axles are back in, and it's refull of oil. We hadn't got it back on the ground and got it rolling just yet, but that's coming soon. And I think the next thing we're going to be doing is putting a shifter in this car. We bought the world's cheapest shifter that you can get from Summit, or was it Jigs? I don't remember. It was one of the racing companies. We got a cheap shifter, like 128 bucks for a floor shifter. So you can keep this thing from accidentally jumping in reverse like it has a tendency to do with the factory column that's wore smooth out. So while we're getting ready to do all that, why don't you go out and watch another video coming on the screen right now.